Welcome to the arena, where 24 robots are fighting in the biggest, toughest arena ever made. Each heat, only the strongest will survive until one robot is crowned the 6th War's Grand Champion. Let the wars begin. This is Robot Wars, and this is the arena where another 4 robots are about to do battle. We are halfway through the heats, and the story so far: Challenger rocked all comers by flipping all comers, tossing them out of the arena. Defeating, of course, the seeded machine APD in the heat final. Next, the mighty axe god hammer blower of Thor conquered the arena, first disposing of Beckatron, Danton Kier, and then Tyrant in the heat final with a flip from the deadly Matilda. And last time, Radar Response couldn't withstand to the power of Cassius 2, who flipped its way to the final in fine style, defeating for the first time Nitride, the robot with the arms, pushing them into the pit. And then again they met, where Cassius was victor. They're through to the semi-finals, and now for our next 4 Robot Wars warriors.
From Suffolk and reigning champion, Storm 2.
The champions return for the 6 Wars. Storm 2 swept up the arena and blew its way all the way through to the grand final, and of course won the title last year. This time it returns virtually the same robot, just a few modifications. It has that huge ramming front, the weight's increased too. Watch this robot, it could yet again stun us all.
From Hampshire, Wild Things.
It's gone a bit too wild on 4 previous attempts in the war zone. Wild Thing returns with a new addition. It's given birth, and a change to the rules this year means that if one half dies, the other one can still keep on fighting. Let's see how it does in the arena.
From Maidstone, Accident.
With an incredibly tough gas-powered axe for the weapon and incredibly tough armour, Accident returned for a 3rd go at the title. However, it is the lightest in the heat at just 99 kilos. Is this an accident waiting to happen, one wonders?
From Dorking, Splinter.
Certainly an underrated robot is Splinter. Very quick, very fast, very nimble, very tight, very compact. It has 2 weapons. Could they use both of them to good effect? One's got to a heat final, so expectations are very high for this machine. So, as our robots comfortably enter the arena, Storm doing a bit of a party trick there. Let's just see how they look. As you can see, the head-to-head stage battles, here we go. Storm 2 will be first against Wild Thing, and then Accident versus Splinter. Remember, it's 3 points for a win, 2 for a judge's win, 1 for a judge's loss, and a big fat 0 for the losing robots. Let's get the first fight underway. And here's Shunt, patrolling first for the arena. Got a devastating axe and pneumatic scoop. Incredible pushing power behind this robot. Keep away from the corner patrol zones.
Robot teams, stand by.
What a challenge awaiting for Wild Things. Can they pull off a famous victory here?
3, 2, 1.
What a fight and what a robot. Welcome back to Storm 2. So many campaigns, so many fights, so much experience, and already they start the heat off incredible fashion. As you can see, pushing Wild Thing, one half of Wild Thing, up and over. Now then, it is a clusterbot, so now this half can carry on. Look at this tremendous charge. Even though it is flipped, it has no self-righting mechanism, but the power here from Storm 2. Look at that, the walls shatters and wobbles and quakes. But now we can see that the other half of Wild Thing can continue if it can get himself out and from that position, because is that the flipper? I think the flipper's come off, and that's why it can't self-right. It's against the floor flame pit there, you can see. I don't think, look at this, Storm 2 well and truly on the attack here. Well, the floor flipper flips Wild Thing back over, but because the flipper has come off, what else can it do? And in goes Refbot, and I don't think Well, both cluster bots seem to have just completely been destroyed. This is an absolute whirlwind of a performance from Storm 2. The champions looking as fearsome and awesome as ever before. It's as if they've never left our screens. Shunt sticks the axe straight in. Well, it's 3 points already for the champion. They will be marching on triumphantly to their second head-to-head fight. Wild Thing now, desperate for a win. Absolute chaos. I mean, look at this Shunt from Storm 2. And the experience here, get them against the arena wall while they're in a tricky position. And that is the power of Storm 2. Look at the arena wall shake from the impact. It's incredible speed. And an incredible first performance from Storm. There they go straight to the top of the leaderboard. Wild Things is going to have to do some. I hope we haven't seen the last of Wild Things. Obviously we haven't. Let's hope they can win one. Next up it's Accident versus Splinter. And as they await their fate, our house robot patrolling once more is Shunt.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, active.
Veterans of Robot Wars, both robots, so it'll be interesting to see who wins here. Now the only issue is Accident cannot self-right once they've been flipped, and this is Accident. This is where they can see they can get underneath. Oh, they can, but can they get the... Is the axe low enough to actually get them off the floor? I'm not too sure, because Splinter comes in. They're on towards the floor, flipping. They're going to have to get themselves away from there. Splinter now comes in again for a charge. It's a very neat robot, this. Splinter fighting in its 5th series with that axe now on towards the spike pit. They're going to have to be careful away from there and get themselves off pretty quickly here now as they come in for an attack, but the spikes are raised, and look, Accidents are well and truly caught on the spike pit here. They've been flipped. Now then, they can't self-right from that position. It's if they land on the side. That means they can't self-right from that position. Same applies to Splinter, but Splinter have the flipper, Accident doesn't, and now they're on the side, as you can see here. Now Accidents very nearly, are they going to get flipped out the arena here? They're very close to. On the side here now, they come back down to the arena, so play now will resume. On the attack now onto the top of Splinter. Goodness me, that is a lethal axe blow. And because the tip is so tiny, it's the pressure, the amount that the carnage can be caused at such... The tip of Accident is so small that it can dent, it can bully, bruise. And now in comes Shunt to do pretty much some of the same and getting right stuck in with the axe there. Now then, is that anyway damaged Accident's axe? There you can see Shunt now getting on in the underbelly. Oh, the close-up details here. If Shunt gets close to those wheels, I don't think Accident will be able to move. It's on its side now, and this is the only position now that Accident will struggle to self-right. Now then, Splinter coming in for another attack on the side here now. Axes to axes. We've got 3 axes in that arena. Goodness me, talk about a battle of the axes here. Look at, I see Accident. Look at that. It's like a little nip coming out time and time again. It's trying to destroy the underbelly, the wheels, so we can't even move. Accident in the past, all those veterans who will remember Accident's underbelly has, in the most inconvenient places, just been ripped away. It has suffered the same. Just, they must have found out and spotted what I was trying to say, because they've just happened again. Look at this, Shunt coming in now for the kill. Well, that's the end of Accident. They can't get, even if they do self-right, they won't be able to move. Shunt's not helped either from the corner patrol zone. Accident, though, you could just see with the axes, they're just sort of attacking Accident's underbelly. Now, Refbot surely will be very close, yes, and here he goes. He senses a robot now beaten. Oh, look at this, got Splinter flip Shunt. Look at that. The bravery of Splinter trying to attack Shunt and flip him. Well, out goes Accident. We will be seeing it, obviously, for 2 more fights, but for now, they will have 0 points from this battle. Splinter, all the glory and all the points. And there we can see. So, Storm 2 and Splinter joint at the top. They lead the group. Next up, we have the reigning champion versus Splinter. So, the 2 top robots for the top spot in the arena is the Deadly Dead Metal. Back full of nastiness and full of vengeance. He will show no mercy to our robots. He's on one hell of a vendetta today. You can be sure of that. as they await for their fate.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Just to put things in perspective, Storm 2, yes, it is the champion, and it has never failed to reach the semi-finals. It's always got out of its heats, and already the damage is being done and totally destroyed. Oh, goodness me! Destroyed by Splinter. I was going to say Storm has suffered huge damage from this flip, from the flipper. Look at this! And in the impact coming down, it's just lost half of its body. What a mistake! Look at this, that was the worst possible landing Storm 2 could have received from the floor flipper. It was their own fault. That was bad experience from the champion there, driving onto the floor flipper. The hazards in the arena, avoid them. I keep telling this to the Roboteers. Now the pit's descended, but Storm 2 now up against it. Now they've lost half of their armour. I don't know how they're still moving. The wheels are still going. As you can see, the innards are exposed. I don't think it's ever been damaged like this before in the history of Robo Wars, but it doesn't matter because Splinter from the dead metal camera has all just been totally destroyed. The front's gone. The impact there, the Storm 2 front, ramming front is just completely destroyed Splinter. Oh dear me, and the axe, the flipper's gone, they can't self-right. And the pit release button, again, our poor old pit release button is just wandered off into the corner patrols, and as you can see, dead metal there coming in for the kill, adding insult to injury, and can Splinter self-right from this position? It doesn't look like it because Refbot's coming in for the kill. Well, I think Storm 2 got incredibly lucky there because if they hadn't gone onto that onslaught, that ram against the arena wall, Splinter would have carried on with its weapon and potentially would have ended it because Storm 2, I think, is now... Well, he's not coming back in for the kill because he's sustained huge damage from the floor flipper there. It'll have to be confirmed how much damage has been caused to Storm 2 from that impact. Dead metal, though, dumps Splinter into the pit, and that's the way we like to end a head-to-head battle after a robot's been counted out, and Storm 2 go to the top of the table. Splinter now in second place, so potentially could yet qualify. It's now up to Accident and Wild Thing. This is going to be a crucial battle now. They both need this win.
Robot ears, stand by.
And in the arena, patrolling, it's Shunt once again with the axe and titanium bucket scoop.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So it's a crucial match here. As you can see, the twins of Wild Thing split. Now they have to come in for the attack. Now where's the other twin gone? Where's Wild Thing Jr. disappeared to? At the moment, the mum is taking over. Oh, he's taking on Sean. Look at the strength in the cheek of Wild Thing. They're just avoiding taking an accident, and it's having a go at the house robots. It must try to be testing out. That's 300 kilograms you're lifting there, Wild Thing. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near that, and now you're stuck in towards Shunt in the corner patrols, and oh, he's ripped off your flipper. Why on earth did they choose to attack the house robots? That was just complete stupidity. However, Wild Thing is doing okay. The pit has descended. Wild Thing is pushing Accident around. Why have they sacrificed this fight? Why have they done this? So one half of the cluster is now in peril. The other half is being pummeled now by Accident. Now where, I don't know, Accident can maybe push Wild Thing into the pit, but Shunt is shunting. He's doing his house robot duty in there. And oh, goodness me, something's come off the other Wild Thing. There's Shunt getting his axe stuck in, but look, one half of the Wild Thing has come off. It's not looking good for Wild Thing. They desperately need this win. I don't think, look, Shunt is absolutely toyed and punished and battered the smaller Wild Thing machine, and I don't think it's not performed well, has it? Why? I kept saying this. Why has it gone into the corner? It's been flipped, and over goes Wild Thing. Well, they're going to need a miracle here now. They need this win. I don't think a judge's decision will make any difference. Oh, look at this. Shunt's had enough. He's rebelled. And that was completely out of order, Shunt. But to be honest, I don't blame you from what Wild Thing has already done to you. Or what you've done to Wild Thing from the attack. The cheekiness. Shunt is just sweeping up. He's absolutely fuming. Oh, Shunt's driven into the pit while he's controlled. What an absolute mess of a fight. Look at this. Shunt, he forgot to slam on the brakes and down he goes. Humiliation for the house robots. Well,
Cease.
We end the fight, and I have no idea. I mean, Accident came out on top there. So Shunt's looking on in disgrace. He's out for revenge. Look at this. Accident get the 3 points. Wild Thing have just sacrificed that fight. They're going to need to pull the socks up because that was just appalling. So it's Storm 2 against Accident next in the arena. Storm 2 well on top here. Accident need this. Shunt is back on patrol and he will be after anything that gets in.
Robot Eagles, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
What interesting fights we've seen so far in this heat. As you can see now, Storm coming in on the attack and ramming again what he did to Wild Thing in the first fight, ramming against the arena wall. This is good. Look at the bravery though here from Accident on towards the top here of Storm 2, and another slam. Very difficult to get underneath Accident. Splinter was very lucky to find the ground clearance in its last fight, but Storm now, look at this, is under pressure. Goodness me. And against the arena spikes there, the spikes will raise. Oh, and yes, they can see they have done indeed. Storm 2 now in trouble. Goodness me, the reigning champion here needs to get out of this corner and out of Accident's way with the axe. It just needs to slam, and it has done. Look at that huge punishing slam from Storm 2. And again, Shunt, well, Shunt again into the CPZ. Oh, look at this, and Accident's axe is actually underneath Shunt. And again, Shunt, already fuming from the humiliation it took in the last fight, is in a bit of trouble itself. Now, Refbot coming in to free it. See if it can make some sense of it all. This is Refbot. Refbot can do this if the house robots are unable to, well, to sort it out. The pit descends now. Accident free in towards the flame pit. They're going to have to get themselves away from there unless they want the innards torched. And again, this axe. Look, they're trying to Storm 2. Look, Shunt's actually stuck. It's not been a good heat so far for the house robots. In towards the top wall there. Now then, Storm 2's flipper can do this, and it has had a goal. It's got a hold now of Accident as it comes into for the kill. Accident putting up a hell of a good fight here, but against the arena wall they are stuck. Now this is the position where they cannot self-right. Look at this ram against the arena wall as it came across the arena at such ferocity and speed. The wall shook once again. And now Accident is stuck in on that wall. It can't self-right from that position, I don't think. Storm certainly is whipping up a storm here as it comes in and moves in for another win. Is it going to top the group on 9 points, or is Accident going to shock us all? Storm 2 is going to have to be very careful towards going in towards that pit. Now that this is what we love to see. Look, the two pushing robots. Shunt has immense speed and pushing capability as it pushes Storm 2 on towards the spike pit. Goodness me, and Storm 2, yes, it's been aggressive, but it's not been the best performance from the champion we've seen so far. Shunt digs his axe right in. It is rebelling and is getting his own back on anything that gets in its way. And I don't think Shunt, look at this, is doing Accident any good. And I don't think Accident's axe is working, otherwise it would have self-righted. But Storm 2 is on to us, the spike pit. Get themselves away from there. Storm 2, Shunt pushes Accident on towards the floor, flipper. And I think the underbelly has come off again! What is going on with Accident's locomotive system there? It is just so loose. It happens all the time. It's being pushed, it's being bullied, it's being flipped. And this is it. I think Shunt did all the damage, got his axe stuck into Accident's axe straight away, and I don't think Accident can get itself away. Oh look, we're going to go to a judge's decision unless Storm can do it. Oh, what an end to the fight, and what the experience. It got itself onto its back and flipped Accident into the pit. What a performance from the champion. Look at this, the flipper ended it for Accident. Shunt did the damage with the axe. It couldn't self-right. Storm did all the ramming, and then what a way to end this. Down into the corner patrol zone here. The pit was open as well, and look at that end from Storm 2. What an experienced finish. A very neat finish. Storm 2 end on 9 points. Now this is very interesting. Our last fight is Wild Thing and Splinter. Now if Wild Thing win this, we will have a tie on our hands. This is developing into an incredible heat. Let's go over to our final head-to-head fight.
Stand by.
So in the arena for our last head-to-head battle, Shunt is back and he's raring to go for revenge.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well then, this is going to be interesting. Now, the pits descended straight away. It is going to be interesting because, like I said, if Wild Thing win this fight, all 3 robots will be on the same point. Oh, it's over so quickly! What a fight and what an end! That has to be the quickest fight of the tournament so far. Of this, the 6th Wars, potentially probably one of the quickest fights we've ever seen in the whole series. Look at this. Teamwork, finally. They've decided to team up and actually work as a team. And look at this. Splinter. Full of splinters. And it's ended in the bin. What a fight. A well-performed, skilled, tactical battle from the twins, that of Wild Things. They finally performed. And look at the situation we have ourselves in. We have a tie. Storm 2 obviously through to the heat final. But now we have to decide who will join Storm 2. Now, as they've all ended on 3 points, they've all lost 1 fight. Accident lost against Splinter. Wild Thing lost against Accident. And Splinter lost against Wild Thing, which means, for you lucky fans, we have an extra fight. This is the losers melee. They are being thrown into the arena again. It's a simple knockout. The winner will go through to the heat final to join Storm 2. What an eventful heat this has been. Here we go. All 3 in the arena together. Joining them is the daddy of them all, Sir Killalot, our master of mayhem and king of the arena. Patrolling, so avoid him if you can, as he will be lurking in the corner patrol zones.
3, 2, 1.
So it's simple, as I said before, a straight knockout. We've got the twins of Wild Thing versus Splinter versus Accident. Oh, and already something's come off Splinter. I think it's the weapon. I don't know how that happened, but look, and already you can see Accident is against the arena wall. This is mayhem. This is mechanical mayhem in the arena. As you can see now, Wild Thing coming in on the attack of Splinter. Oh, goodness me. Accident's not had the best of luck, has it really, in the head-to-head battles. Is about to lose its wheels again. Look how unstable they are, but I think he's okay. I think it's only a matter of time before those wheels do come out of Accident, though. Splinter in the middle of all sorts here. Wild Thing going as wild as ever. It is it's all over the place. But luckily, oh, there we go. See what you see, the confirmation there. Splinter's weapon has just been ripped off. Look at this, by the power of Accident. Look at that. And off it goes. Fantastic attack there. That will count for Accident in Accident's favour. Splinter now is looking tired, and in Splinter's, as you can see here, Wild Things. One of them is, well, they're both looking, look, I think they're attacking each other. Look at this. Oh, and off the floor flipper goes Splinter, where they've managed to land up. Accident looks completely tired, and it really is an accident that's waited to happen throughout this heat. Accident have had no luck really with its wheels and its locomotives and its drive. I think it's, to be honest, between Splinter now and Wild Thing for whoever gets the position of second place. As you can see now, in goes Wild Thing, upending Splinter and in towards the corner patrol zone. That's a fantastic tactic. Get your competitors, get them into the corner patrol zone. So Killalot is looking on. You don't want to stay there too long, Splinter, because you will sustain huge telling damage from the house robots, especially the claws of Sir Killalot. Get yourself away from there, but they can't. They are upended. Now, Wild Thing is looking like it's going to go through to the finals here. Splinter now is on towards the flame pit. That's not going to help matters. Sir Killalot, goodness me, just dousing it over the flame pit. It's not helping at all. It's still got a good grip. It has released now. In goes Wild Thing again onto the attack. And what can we see here? I think Accident's Refbot, I think, should now be coming in to count Accident out because they haven't righted themselves. In goes, look at this, they're teaming up against Splinter now, and they are now working as a team. It's about time. Look at this. In goes Refbot now. The countdown will surely start, and Accident, it looks like, will end Heat 3 bottom place. Confirmation here now from Refbot. And out goes Accident. Worthy competitors fighting again. Hope to see them back at some point. But for now, that will be the end of Accident's run in the 6th Wars. We can see now that Splinter is in the middle of it now. They're against 2 robots. They're fucking fantastic. I think the weapons actually, yes, it's come off. I don't know when that came off. Oh, and it's done it again. Another great team effort from Wild Things. They've pushed Splinter into the pits. Pretty much a deja vu performance from what we just saw before. And that's it. Well done, Wild Things. Worthy second place winners, and that's the heat final. What a performance. But of course, Storm 2 has already beaten Wild Thing. Could it be reversed? Could we be in for a shock? We shall soon see out in the arena. Look at the performance from Storm. The only damage it suffered was against Splinter, not by Splinter but by the floor flipper, but it still managed to pull off a victory. And then the skill, the experience, the style here of ending accidents run in the head-to-heads was outstanding. And then we saw Wild Thing being battered by the force of Storm 2, so it was 9 points, a clear win for Storm 2, and then one of the quickest fights we've ever seen. Wild Thing disposed of Splinter in fine style, then had a run against Accident, taking damage though, but surviving to go through, and they did just that. And then we saw in the losers melee, Splinter into the pit, which led Wild Thing through to our heat final. And what a heat final this is! Well, Storm 2 and Wild Thing prepare for a gripping final.
Stand by.
It's been an eventful heat, to say the least. To end it off is Shunt once again. And joining Shunt for the first time tonight, it's the matriarch of mayhem, the sister of Slice and Dice, the grandmother of grinding metal, Matilda, with her flipping tusks, which have already proved so fatal in the wars so far. There she is, waiting for her prey.
3, 2, 1.
So there you can see the Wild Thing weapons split, and already one of the power of Storm 2 straight away. There was no let up there for Wild Thing at all. Oh, and it's just split in half. It's split into pieces. Look at this charge first. Hit Refbot as well. He would take kindly to that. And then the almighty force, the Storm force, slams Wild Thing into the wall and it shatters. That's the power of the champion. That's why it's the #1 seed. That's why Wild Thing is now in trouble. It's as simple as... Oh, Matilda! What can this be? It's just flipped one half of Wild Thing out to the arena. She's done it again. Oh, that's incredible. Matilda, it was in the CP set, so she was allowed to do that. Shunt, though, is dealing with the other half of Wild Thing. And let's face it, there are no wheels. Storm, unless you're somehow driving the pit, I can't see it happening, will win the heat graciously in fine style. There has been no let-up from Storm 2 this heat. And Refbot silences Wild Thing. It has been tamed, and Wild Thing will no longer be wild. It's as simple as that. Shunt now getting all the revenge from its earlier attack. And as you can see here, on towards the floor flipper, it's about to be flipped sky high, imagine. It's very light, as you can see, nearly out the arena. Fantastic. Nearly out the arena it was. Wild Thing end its Robot Wars Series 6 campaign. Up and over and out. There it goes, just surviving, going out the arena. Storm 2, our worthy Heat 4 winners, making it through to its 5th semi-finals. Congratulations to Storm.